Hey friend, it's me, the Ebony Otaku. Needs to move her microphone. Clip, the well-rounded nerd. Yeah, I'm filming in the dark again. Even though the time change is coming, it still gets dark. It's stupid o'clock. And I just don't feel like turning on my overhead light, so here we are. Water. Although, what time is it? It's 5:30, so still lighter than usual at this time during the winter. But we creep up, then we creep back down. It's just the joy of the season changes. Anywho, that's not why we're here. So y'all, the SCA, the SCA is trying to turn me into a crafting nerd. I see what y'all are doing. I see it. So if you're unfamiliar, I talk about the SCA once in a while on my channel. This is the Society for Creative Anachronism. I know, very very pinky up name. It's a social group, a worldwide social group that celebrates and keeps alive the arts from I want to say 16th, 15th century humanity. So not just the medieval, but all the way back to the beginning, and through the martial arts, the combat arts, through making of jewelry and wooden products, recovering ways that tea was made, and just stuff like that. It's really cool. Celebration of food and culture. And I have picked up a couple of hobbies. I'm going to start making mead here soon. So excited. I've just actually steeped some limoncello. It's had like a 50-day steep. I started it right before Christmas. And yeah, I'm ready to filter it. So there's that. And then, I've started just acclimatizing into some things. So first it was garb. So my persona that I developed for the SCA. So part of what you do is do a little bit of research and figure out what portion of human history you kind of want to focus on. You don't have to make all your SCA life about that, but I chose 13th century North Africa, specifically Morocco, because and it was history I wanted to learn about. Yes, I'm rubbing my eyes. Fine. Allergies are kicking my butt in the season. Am I the only person that when the season changes, allergies are yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I'd be sniffling and coughing. I'm not sick. Allergies. Where was I? Yeah. So I chose Morocco. A lot of the garb I bought initially just because who doesn't want new cosplay? I do. It was all like the Viking dresses and stuff, which I'm not upset about because who slays in a Viking apron dress is your girl. So yay. And new jewelry and stuff like that. So that's been fun. But then I started trying to figure out like what SCA stuff do I want to do. Well, y'all know she teach the martial arts now. So I got into the combat sports. Yay, fun. Over the holidays and into actually January because a couple of parties got snowed out. At our SCA Christmas parties, they do Dirty Santa. And I won at two different parties. I walked away with two different SCA benches. So one for me, one for a friend who may not have a seat. Because that's what she did at the SCA. I'll probably end up giving away the second one at some point, but it's kind of got a cool history to it. And one of the knights in the kingdom I'm a part of made it, and like he's super handy. So like it's kind of impressive. So the thing that I got into after, discovering that I really enjoy the garb, can't wait to make the garb for my persona. Probably going to steal some garb from my husband. My husband can sew, so he's going to make me a tunic for fighting. She's into the to the fights, to the fisty of cuffs, and I'm kind of thrilled about it. It's taking me a while to collect everything I need, and there's still a couple of pieces I'm working on. So my helmet is being made, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, my helmet would have been made, because without your own metal helmet, I think it has to be done out of, it's 10 or 12 gauge steel. The person making it knows all the rules, and we measured my head and all that good stuff, because it is, It's not role playing. We whacking each other with rattan. Can't use real swords, obviously, because somebody would die. We don't want that. But we're using, like, rattan heavy combat. I'd be bruised. My elbow from this week's fighter practice is just like, why do you hate me? It was a good time. So that's where I'm focusing a lot of my energy right now, that and the mead making. And I've got the helmet, good. I've got a couple of shields I'm working with. I haven't decided yet. My husband's going to cut me a new sword. I'm using an old sword right now, and I kind of like it, but it's not my favorite. But it's heavier than most swords supposed to be. So it's probably making me stronger. So when I get my own sword and it's the right length, I'll probably be able to, like, whack the crap out of people. And yeah, it's a good time. Like, if you get into SCA fighting, like, it's intense. It's a good time. But if you don't like the martial sports, if you don't want to be hit, it's not for you. It's not. I'm just being very real. So with that, I've got, like, my underbody armor, which is like I use a motocross suit with all the padding in it, because we're, again, hard plastic. So I got all that. But where I'm lacking was in the gauntlet territory. So I'm using my husband's old full gauntlets, which I had to learn what all of this was, because what we call things in Taekwondo and what they're called and all this were different. And I was like, a what is a what? Let us redefine, because this has not been a world I've been a part of. So there's a couple of versions. There's a full gauntlet where the metal and you've got a glove on, and from, like, here all the way across the fingers, whether it's metal or leather, covers your whole hand. And that would be used if you don't have what's called a hilt on your sword. So when you hold the sword and the sword pole is sticking out of your hand, there could be a basket over your hand to protect it. And that only requires a half gauntlet, meaning wrist protection from here to here. So your fingers are a little more free. And I've been trying to figure out which one of those I want. I think the basket hilt is going to be for me, which means, we've got to cut my new sword and wrap it and all that good stuff. So I need to wrap my sword actually next weekend. That's what I needed to buy. I needed to buy tape for wrapping my sword, because you have to mark the blade, and you also have to just mark it for just a small amount of padding. But I'll go get that tape later. I know I forgot something. Duct tape, man. Duct tape. So I gotta get that done, but I think I want the half gauntlets with the basket hilt. Now, I could buy them, but this is the SCA. I'm gonna learn how to do something. I've been on the internet. You get to open this with me. This, I'm not gonna learn how to bang metal for, no, that's not for me. But half gauntlets can be made of leather. Trash. I can't throw it because the dog is over behind me being cute. So I ordered a leather sewing kit, alteration kit, leather kit stuff, kit for doing stuff to leather. Ooh, look at all the little pieces. Oh, this is fun. Look, it looks like a Civil War surgery kit, doesn't it? Like when they used to hold you down, just stick a sock in your mouth and get you drunk and be like, hold on, we're doing it. Yeah, it looks like one of those. Actually, one of the guys that we know actually has an old Civil War, like, field surgery kit. It's crazy. He's an amazing woodworker, and he just collects interesting tools. And his shop is like one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. If he ever lets me make a video about it, I will. But I don't want him to get robbed. But just unbelievably talented. But they inspired me, because a lot of people have picked up arts that they do within the SCA, and I shouldn't have done that. I just threw something out of here. She is going to learn how to do some leather work. So my first leather working project is going to be two things. The half gauntlets for my hands, and then, well, I have to have a full gauntlet on, yeah, half gauntlets for my hands, because the other hand will have a shield, the other sword, fight sword and shield. Don't know what this was, but it fell out. And then also the gorget. So you have to have a piece around your neck. And I'm wearing a metal one now, but I feel like if I fall, it's going to go straight through my windpipe. So I'm going to make one of those as well. I'm actually going to go over to one of the knight's houses, who's also a good woodworker, and leather worker, and he's going to show me how to make this. But I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some practice in. I'm gonna take some initiative. That's what I'm gonna do. And I don't know what any of this stuff is, so let's pull some things out. But I got some learning to do. I went and found some patterns and everything else. Look at these torture devices. I'm pretty sure this is like within sewing, to score and cut. Um, Golly, they look like torture devices. I think these are to poke holes. Yeah, this is definitely a sewing needle. You see that hole there? And this is definitely a hole poker, which I'm going to need. Um, you know, and not just that, but when I get my helmet, I have to put a leather chin strap in it. So it holds the helmet where it's supposed to be. Your helmet has to be like off your nose, and then it goes up, threads through the helmet, and ties in the back. That way, if anything happens, someone can help you reskew your helmet if it becomes SCA. Ooh, scissors for leather. Okay, cool. Ooh. Okay, so I guess I have to punch the holes in the leather. Look at those needles. What the Dr. Frankenstein? Those are huge. So, oh, look, instructions. Ah! Oh, no, it just says what's in here. Color wax thread, leather groover, and owl. AWL. This thread's made of wax. There's 10 colors in here, which is cool. That's kind of great. This thread's wax. Now I gotta open it up and touch it. I didn't know that. That's kind of amazing. Oh, it's got protective plastic on it. We take that off. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. All right, so wax threads. I guess that makes sense. Regular thread's gonna probably just break in the face of leather. ASMR. Might go. It just flipped on down there. Am I muffled? I probably am. But let's put this on the outside of my overall. There we go. All right, so 10 colors of thread, an owl, a leather chisel, a burnisher, leather polisher, a leather cutting knife, sewing needles, thimble for my finger. Oh, that's what that is. That's a thimble for leather sewing. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, look, I'm such a dork. I love, like, little kits of stuff. It's fun for me. Might be why I like Warhammer so much. My goodness, I don't know what any of this is. Let's see here. Adjustable stitching groover, sewing tracing wheels. Oh, that's what those wheels are for, to make a trace of where I'm going to sew. So I sew in a straight line. Well, that's smart. Hole punchers, eye stitching needles, scissors, threader, finger cots, don't know what that is. Leather tools, storage bag. Wow. Oh, this might be more intense than I thought it was going to be. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is intense. There's a ruler in here. That's not exciting. Lay it down flat and, on your leather. Oh, knives. Knives out. Oh, whatever this diabolical thing is. There's somebody out here. I'm going to sneeze. That's how you get rid of your eyeballs. That is like, I'm crafty. I know what I'm doing. Ah! And somebody else is probably going to be like, you bought the cheapest kit possible. Look, she's learning. Okay? At least I'm venturing out into something new. My mom tried to teach me how to sew. It didn't work. My husband kind of did. He was like, no, this isn't for you. Now my mother-in-law is attempting to teach me to sew. Maybe I'll learn to sew leather. But I do want to attempt. So what I also got was a bag of leather scraps. Like I'm probably going to get another bag. It was really cheap. It's like $9. But this is just scrap leather. Tons of pieces of leather that I can now form together to make the things that I need. And there's some pretty good sized pieces in here. But all the stuff that covers your hands and whatnot has to be like leather. And yeah, like this piece is good and thick. So this will go over my hand. But I have to get the pattern and trace it out. And so I'll print out the patterns that I found. And I found instructions for making them. And then I'm going to present them to Sir Connell, and he's going to laugh at me and my attempts, and then we'll do them correctly. Like, this is a good piece for the rest of the gauntlet, you know? So, and again, this is just protection. I'm going to have to put some plastic backing on this after I cut it out to make it nice and rigid. But yeah, the leather look is what I want to go for. There is thicker leather I could work with, but I'm not ready for that. And then, where is it? Here it is. Leather cord. So all those straps and stuff that I have to make, because I also need a strap to wrap around my hand, my gauntlet, and my sword, so that my fingers are always in the right position for flicking the sword when I'm making contact, combat contact, and for making my chin strap. So this is a new adventure. I'll do a video when I actually start making this, and I think I'll use my top-down camera to do that, so that y'all can see the actual work in progress. I'm going to figure out how to use, in my editing software, I got to do a little bit of investigating on how do I impose me over a video of me working. So like me doing it in front of you and doing it at the top down. I think that would be kind of cool. Well, let me figure it. That's not for you to figure out. That's for me to figure out, obviously. But I keep upgrading. I mean, I am one of those old-fashioned YouTubers, I guess. Remember when YouTube was just people sitting in their house talking? That's me. That's my YouTube channel. So, yeah, I kind of like being old-school YouTuber. Why is that on? That. I didn't tell that to be on. My little cup heater. Oh, off. Off. You know, I'm going to just take the cup off. Then it won't be on. Yeah, so wish me luck. Because she just needed another hobby. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.